Hello, and welcome to the 7th episode of Heart and Heart with Naomi. I am yours truly, Naomi Harry, and I am happy to have you today. And if this is your first time, well, welcome. This is a beautiful space where we talk about love and life experiences. It promises to be interesting, and we have a whole lot to talk about. And it's just vibes, right? It's just vibes. You're gonna love it. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you leave a comment, and leave the notification on so that you can get new episodes when they come up every 2 weeks. This isn't your first time and you're coming right back after seeing every other episode, well, you're a real OG and I am incredibly grateful to you. So today we're going to be talking about something very interesting. We're talking about insecurities. Now we're talking about insecurities in general, insecurities in relationship, insecure partners, our insecurities. So insecurities are the feeling of uncertainty about yourself. It's uncertainty or anxiety about yourself, the feeling of exposure to danger, a lack of self-confidence, feeling unsure or unconfident about yourself, about your relationship or your partner, believing that you're not good enough or you're inadequate in your relationship, and doubting your value, and just feeling that your partner might leave you with every chance that they get. It's a feeling of low self-worth, and it reflects itself in anxiety and jealousy, and you just being agitated all the time and questioning every single thing that happens. Now, while we all have insecurities that we must handle, however, handling someone else's insecurities is no joke. It's on a whole nother level. And now, if you've had an insecure partner, you know what I'm talking about. But it's crazy because it's going to hit you from every single aspect. And now, the worst thing that you can be is just sitting in denial of your own insecurities and projecting it on your partner. That's the worst place to be. A lot of times we've been told that, being insecure is a bad thing. Insecure people don't love themselves. So you feel like the label of insecurities does not cut across to everybody, and you do not want to be in that category. And so somehow you're in denial of your insecurities, and your partner is telling you this thing you're doing is a reflection of your insecurity, and it's not necessarily the real situation, but you just don't want to take it. You don't want to feel like, this is how I'm behaving. Now, I've been with an insecure partner who would never admit that he was being insecure. That's it. It's just a bad word. Don't use it to describe me. And so when you react like that, you will be in denial of the things that you're truly doing, and then you will resent every single thing that comes your way as advice on how to heal yourself from those insecurities. So the first thing about insecurities is that you have to acknowledge that they exist, and so you have to know how to take care of them. If you've not acknowledged that insecurities are there, how then can you treat them? How then can you better yourself? How can you make your partner more comfortable in the relationship if you have not acknowledged that you are insecure? Now, while you know that there are certain things that get you anxious and make you upset and hurt you, and there are certain things that have an effect on you, you can truly only know that what you're doing is being insecure when somebody that you love has told you that this is what you're doing. This is actually what is happening to you. And so when they do tell you, don't see it as such a bad thing. It's not an insult. Every single person has insecurities. Every single person has that one thing that they're uncomfortable with that they do. Every single person has that one thing that makes them feel somewhat inadequate. And those things need to be handled. But they need to be handled from a place of acknowledgement. You have to acknowledge that this thing exists and it's a problem and I have to fix it. And now, insecurities have a way of pushing you into not being yourself out of fear of the person leaving you and thinking that you're not lovable. So you first have to know that you deserve love. We all deserve love. It's just like yin and yang, right? There's good and evil as much as there's evil and good. And so you cannot be wholly evil. You have your good sides, and for that reason you deserve love. As long as you're alive, as long as you can give love, you deserve it in return. And so you should know that you are lovable. It's just like even the kidnappers, their mothers still find a way to love them. If you find yourself in a situation where you're not being loved, maybe you shouldn't be there. You shouldn't put yourself through suffering in the arms of someone who doesn't actually love you, because if you're capable of giving love, you deserve so much better. Even people who do not give love want to be loved. Even people who are not ready to take the time out to love others and care for others and be there and be a good person in society, still want to be surrounded by people that love them. So why not be in a situation where somebody loves you? Why not believe that you deserve the love that the person is giving to you? Why can't you believe that this person truly loves you? Why must they be pretending? Sometimes insecurities pushes us to not be our truly authentic self because you're afraid that if the person truly discovers who you are, they will leave. If they truly discover who you are, they're not going to love you, they're not going to be there for you, they're not going to be around you, they're not going to want you in their lives. Now that is the first thing that leads us into pretense, leads us into lies, and leads you into portraying yourself as something that you're not. And now when you go into pretending to be something that you're not to get someone because you think this thing you're pretending to be is what they deserve, you forget that you are not that thing. And someday you're going to go back into your true character and you're going to reveal yourself for what you are. And then that person will not be prepared to handle it because what they fell in love with is not who you are. And so that is why you have to be true to yourself so that when someone falls in love with you truly, they will. And by that, I'm not saying hold on to your bad attitudes and don't change and just stay the way you are. Develop yourself, heal yourself, and make an effort to change the things that you're doing negatively. But those things that are the core of you, your morals and your values, the things that you love, and those things that make you unique, the things that you like to do, the things that you like about yourself, be true to those things. Keep those things that make you yourself and reveal those things to the person that you're with so that they know who you truly are, instead of hiding yourself so that somebody can choose to be with you, going to pretend to be something that you're not just so that somebody's going to fall in love with you, and then after you marry them you will now show them the real you. Because while you can pretend, you cannot pretend forever. Insecurities also come with confusing imagination for reality. What insecurities do to you is that while they arise and while they grow, somehow you begin to play scenarios in your head where your partner is on this exaggerated desire to be with somebody else, and you're imagining situations that are not true. You're seeing things and you're exaggerating them in your head, and you're believing that this person is fully capable of it because you've thought it. Now, sometimes insecurities come from your own activities. Some things that you think that you're fully capable of, you know. By that I mean there are some partners who are cheating, or you know that you're fully capable of cheating, and you know that this is how you will go about it if you were to cheat. And so you can't believe that your partner will not do all these things. You can't believe that your partner put in a situation will not cheat, because you know that every time that you have been presented with the opportunity for intimacy, you grabbed it. You took off your clothes as quickly as possible. And so you can't imagine your partner saying no to such a juicy offer. I've been with a partner who, because he didn't have as much money as the men who he thought liked me, he felt that I wouldn't settle for him. And so it was just a matter of time before somebody would give me something or show me some money, promise me something that would make me leave him, forgetting the fact that in the present I am with you and I have been with you for years. You know, and so you're chasing your tail, and whether you like it or not, all these insecurities find a way to translate into you punishing your partner. They translate into you doubting your partner over and over again. They translate into you projecting on your partner and saying, okay, I think this is what you're doing. You know, I think this person you're talking to, you're cheating on me with them, and I don't like it. Insecurities push you into checking your partner's phone because you cannot believe that this thing your partner is saying is the truth. You believe that even if you ask and even if you guys talked about it, they will not tell you the truth. And so you want to go and see for yourself what is on the person's phone so that you can know for yourself if they're cheating. But you have to understand that when you start doing that, when you start driving yourself crazy by searching through a person's phone, you do not understand the full circumstance of this communication. You don't know who this person is. You don't know when this text exchange happened. You don't know the context. You do not know the full picture of your partner's relationship with this person. And so there are so many things that you will misinterpret. Insecurities lead you into thinking that emojis are indecent to send. Now you can just go and see a wink emoji and be upset about it. I've had a partner tell me that it was indecent to send emojis to my friends, and that meant that we were being too familiar. That's how ridiculous insecurities make you sound. And now there are times when you feel like you're being as reasonable as possible, and what you're doing is you are afraid that this person will leave you. You're afraid that this person will become too familiar with someone that they would leave, and so you think if you search and you hound the person is never going to cheat on you. If a person wants to cheat on you, they'll cheat on you and they'll delete the messages. And so why then are you going through the process of disturbing yourself, disturbing your peace, disturbing your sleep, because you want to find out everything that is on your spouse's phone? You've allowed yourself to fall into a certainty trap, and now the certainty trap is you wanting to know for certain every single thing this person is doing and saying, and you think that is going to satisfy your feeling of insecurity, and that is going to show you truly that this person is not cheating. But it's not the truth. You mustn't know everything. You mustn't know everything about your partner's activities and your partner's communications. You mustn't know everybody that your partner knows or is friends with. While that helps, you don't have to know everything. And so you kind of have to control yourself. First off, you have to understand that your partner's phone is their privacy, it's their private property, and it has nothing to do with you. Now, it's easy for you to say, well, I'm not hiding my phone and I'll give you my phone if you ask me, so give me yours. It's easy for you to say that, but do you want a relationship where both people are spending their evenings scrolling through each other's phone to prove that you trust your partner? Why do you want that discomfort? Why do you want to keep thinking that the person is with somebody else? Why can't you just trust them for what they say? And if truly they've come to prove to you that they are not worthy of you and they're not true to their words, it's their lie. It's just like I always say, it's their lie. They will answer God and they'll probably go to hell for it. They are the ones who will be punished for their own sin. A person lying is their sin. Me believing them doesn't make it the truth. So everything that should make you uncomfortable, agitated, and make you go crazy is what you should be avoiding. Insecurities have a way of creeping up on you, and they'll get worse over time. Things that when they happen after some time, the insecurity will fly away. You have to deal with it. You have to come to the understanding. You have to be true to yourself that you cannot know everything, and that you have to come to the decision to trust your partner. It is wrong to say to yourself, I will no longer trust this person, even if they're my wife. I will no longer trust this person, even if they're my girlfriend. I will no longer trust this person, even if he's my husband. But you're still sitting in the relationship with them. You're just setting yourself up to continue chasing problems, to continue to have that unrest. Because you deciding not to trust the person will not affect the person as much as it will affect you. It will affect your peace of mind. It will affect your sanity. It will affect every single aspect of you. Insecurities leads you into thinking that a common friend of your spouse is a threat to your position in their lives. And now in relationship, we have to understand that our spouses are entitled to their individuality. They're entitled to their friends. They're entitled to their choices. While you would like to have the person all to yourself, you have to understand that the person will not be fully satisfied with having only you in their lives. We live in a society and people need others. People need to have their own social circles. You put a lot of pressure on your relationship and your marriage when you think that it should just be you and your partner. Your partner doesn't need friends or an outlet, and so you're choosing for them. I'm not comfortable with this your friend, and I'm not comfortable with this your friend. I don't want you to be around this guy. And you're looking and you're finding a way to be skeptical about their relationship with the person. You're with your spouse, and every girl that walks past, you're looking at him to see if he's looking at her when he's standing right next to you. So whether or not your spouse goes after that girl when you're looking away, it's not for you to protect him from. So why would you go through the process of bothering yourself about all those things? There are sometimes why insecurities lead you to believe that single people are your problem. You feel like your partner cannot have single friends because single people are out to lead your partner into cheating. It's only a coward that blames others for their problems. Sometimes you are insecure and you're pushing your partner and you're causing problems in your relationship. You are the one with the insecurity that is bringing up problems and making big deals out of nothing. But you want to believe that it's all these other people in your partner's life that are the problem in your relationship. How is it that somebody that is in their house, in their own world, facing their own problems, the topic of discussion in your marriage, the topic of discussion in your relationship? Trust me, nobody wants to be the problem in another person's relationship. Single people are on their own looking for their own way to settle themselves. I promise you, they're not trying to destroy your relationship. While there are situations where your partner goes and starts to date a single person and then they start a relationship and probably becomes a side chick or something. You have to know that your partner is the one who consented to that relationship that they have. The single person is not your problem. The person that is your problem is a partner who owes you commitment. You have to know there are types of friends that you cannot have when you're in a relationship. There's some relationships that you have to cut off. Now, it's not even about them being a bad person. It's just that it's not a healthy situation for your relationship. Maybe this person is an ex and they still have some kind of desire for you, or they still feel like your partner is not the best option, that it's not the best you could have done. And so somehow it will come out of them that they give you some sort of bad advice for your relationship. And so sometimes our partners are right to be insecure and they're right to desire for us to not be as close to some people. Sometimes you feel like your partner is cheating on you and you check the phone and you actually find out that they're cheating. So while those are there are relationships that you need to cut off that will lead you into cheating, that will lead you into driving your partner crazy. Whether we like it or not, you choosing to cheat will affect your partner's emotional stability. So you have to make an effort to remove everything that will pose a temptation in your path so that your partner is more comfortable. Try and be friends with your partner's friends. Try and get to know the dynamic between your partner and their friends. Try and be in the situation where they're sharing time with their friends so that you can understand truly what role this person plays or who the person is, and if the person is actually truly a threat to you. It helps. Put yourself in that situation with your partner's friends and see for yourself if your gut feeling is right. Not that you put yourself in every situation and you won't give your partner and their friends space. You put yourself in that situation to know truly if your gut feeling is right, if this person is actually a threat, or your problem is just that you don't know them enough. If it's someone who is significant to your partner, there are some friends that our partners have that you know contributed to your partner's growth. It contributes to your partner's emotional stability. They have that much impact in your partner's life. They're good for your partner. Sometimes you're upset with your partner and you drive them crazy and they go and call their friend and their friend calms them down. It's a good old colleague that is going to listen to your partner and tell them, you know what, I'm married too and this is how I handled my situation and I think you should go and talk to your partner. And sometimes your partner comes back to you and they're calmer. They feel better. This outlet is important to your partner. You have to understand it. You have to understand that they need to remain in your partner's life. Even if you go out and hang out with them and you find out that you don't like them. Sometimes insecurities have to do with money. Sometimes it's just that you do not want your spouse to have more money than you. And this is something that I see with men. You actually say it out loud. I don't want to be with a partner who has more money than me. I can't be with a woman who earns more than me. You feel like your partner is going to leave you once she has enough money to do so. You think that you will be more deserving of your partner if they were stuck in the situation you met them, because if they grew and if they got better, they would need a better partner, so they won't need you anymore. And now you try your best to cage your partner and stunt their growth so that they don't grow wings to fly away from you. As a man, you have to bring yourself to the maturity to understand that when you and your partner win financially, it is a win for the relationship. If you have $20 and your partner has $20, in the relationship, you have $40. But if you have $20 and you choose that your partner can only earn $5 or $2, you have only $22 or $25 for your children to enjoy. So who then is the stupid person? There's more comfort when both parties are making enough. And so there's no need for you to say, oh my God, this opportunity that you have gotten will expose you to more men and more people who are probably more successful or just as successful as me, so I don't want you to take this opportunity. I want you to decline this job offer because I'm your husband and I'm supposed to earn more than you. It's wrong. We have to bring ourselves up to the secure position of knowing that a woman earning more or a partner making more money than they had when we met them does not make us undeserving of them. And so you have to come to the point where you know that money doesn't threaten your position in a person's life. You have to also know your partner. Know your partner to know that they will not leave you should they experience money. If you feel like your partner is going to leave you, if they experience money, then maybe it's money that brought them into your lives. It happens with Nigerian men a lot. They throw money at women so much. You throw a lot of money at her and you confuse her. That's your intention. Your intention is to just throw as much money at her until she can no longer ignore you. And then when you've done that, you now believe that she was only with you because of money. But then you used money as a tool, as bait to get her. If you want to do that, while that is not wrong, it's not wrong to want to spoil the woman you're with. I fully subscribe to it. But if you're doing it and you know that after doing it, you're not going to be able to love her because you think that's the money that brought her to you, then don't do it. Then how about truly actually getting to know her and keeping your money in your pockets and seeing how she feels? While money brings comfort and money brings luxury, if you remove the money from the relationship, not every woman will leave. Not every man will leave when money doesn't exist between two people. So you have to fully believe that you deserve the relationship that you're in and that you will not lose it should you not have money. While it's important for you to work very hard and maintain your financial situation, it's also important for you to rid yourself of the feeling of losing your partner. Yes, it happens to people where, they lose their jobs and they lose their partner just immediately. But that thing will happen to you whether or not you are afraid it will. So living in fear is never something that you should choose to do. Living in fear and having insecurities does not solve anything. It doesn't change the situation. All it does is put your relationship under unnecessary strain, and it doesn't allow your partner to be free and be themselves. Sometimes you're insecure about your physical appearance or your partner's physical appearance. I've been with a guy who told me that I was too beautiful for him to trust me, and because I was this good looking, that there will always be somebody who is interested in me, and there would always be the chance for me to cheat, and so he could never trust me. And then when you think about it, how then do I cure this person's insecurity? Should I pour acid on my face before you can trust me? Does it then mean that I do not deserve trust because you think that I'm capable of it? You can't judge someone for something that they haven't done because you think that they can. While everybody is capable of killing another person, while everybody is capable of being a kidnapper if they truly went through and got the skill sets to do it, while everybody is capable of lying, are you going to hate them because they could one day lie to you? It doesn't make any sense. It's different if somebody is making you feel bad and comparing you to somebody else, or maybe somebody cheated on you. If that is the situation, then insecurity is a natural reaction to those circumstances. That your spouse over and over again compares you to somebody else and tells you, you're not just as beautiful as this lady, or maybe you're not as beautiful as your friend, or compares you and tells you, you don't look good in that dress. This dress is not the dress for your body type. And then you have a partner who constantly demeans you and tells you, you're not as handsome as I would like you to be, and then tells you things to make you completely uncomfortable in your body. It's different. That's different. That is your partner making sure that you are insecure. So is it that your insecurity is stemming from you being threatened by your partner's past life? Are you afraid that, your partner experienced so much better than you, and so they'll be looking right back at their exes, and so they will want to go back, and that's why you're insecure? Or maybe you feel like, for men, you feel like your partner has been around the block and they'll just continue to do so. Or you're with a man who was a player and you feel like he's never gonna leave the streets. And so for that reason, you allow yourself to deteriorate into being insecure. That's not good for you. That's unhealthy for you. Sometimes it's just that you feel your partner has a big personality and everyone is going to love them. Sometimes the more you love a person, the more you imagine other people loving them. And so it drives you crazy because you can see other people like your partner. You can see them go out and they're making friends and they're meeting new people, and then you feel like they have other options, and so they'll leave you, and so you drive yourself into an insecurity. While all these fears are valid, it's important that you do not drive yourself crazy with them. Insecurities make you want to control everything that your partner does, what they say, what they wear, where they go to, who they talk to, what they say to who they talk to. You want to control everything. So whether you like it or not, you cannot have full control of what your partner does. While you can try, all you do is cause discomfort in your relationship. If you see that your partner is ardent and passionate about a particular thing, and your partner loves a particular thing, they want to build themselves, they want to build a career, why would you want to take that away from them? Make sure that the things that they're intrigued about are not taken away from them. If your partner is seeking growth, support them. Your insecurities are driving you to make your partner quit their job because you feel like it will reduce their options to cheat on you, to reduce their options to want to be with other people, to reduce the amount of people in your partner's environment. But you don't understand that if you're marrying this partner, that your partner's stunted growth affects you at the end of the day, because actually, do you want this naive woman who has remained stagnant, who has remained with that mentality you met her at or met him at? Don't you want the person that mothers your children or fathers your children, is experienced and exposed and can teach them everything? The beauty of spending the rest of your life with somebody is watching them grow through all the phases of life. And appreciating every single version of them. You cannot want your own career to grow and you want somebody else to sit down in the house taking care of you. So what happens when you grow beyond the comprehension of your partner? Because your partner eventually will reciprocate your insecurities. They'll stop you from growing at some point. You give your partner the right to tell you, if you want me to quit my job, I think you should also stop. I think you should also not go for this opportunity because you stopped me from mine. You build some kind of resentment between you and your partner where both of you are against each other. You're at war with each other, stopping each other from growth. Why does she need to work if I can provide it all for her? My job is more important than hers. I earn more than she ever will, so why does she need to work? Some sort of fresh air is good for your relationship. The fact that both of you have an environment that you're not sharing with each other helps you to miss each other, helps you to desire to come back to each other. How do you feel comfortable saying, oh, my wife is not going to understand these things that we're discussing because, it's just not her thing. She doesn't know much about what I do. I think that's okay to feel like your partner is not knowledgeable enough to be in your circle. How do you feel comfortable growing out of your partner? It's wrong. Sometimes as a person on the receiving end of insecurities, you hope that you can do something to help you. You feel like if you love your partner enough, they're going to change. And I know it because I've been there. You feel like the more effort you put into the relationship, the more the person is going to get better. You feel like, okay, maybe if I show him my phone, he will be able to trust me. I'm transparent enough. If I let him to know every single step I'm making, maybe he'll trust me. He will understand that I'm not cheating. He will know where I am every second of every day. What you're doing is you're permitting him to want these things of you. You're permitting him to ask you. You're allowing your partner to continue to be insecure by giving them the answers that they're looking for, instead of saying, okay, no, you have a problem and I'm not comfortable with it. I don't want this for us. I don't want this because this is uncomfortable. I'm not going to permit you to continue to check my phone because it's my privacy. And actually, when you're checking these things, you're also breaching the privacy of the people who have confided in me and the people who I am talking to, because it is also their privacy. It's you that thinks that you feel like you earn their trust by giving them everything that they ask. You'll be paddling on one side of the canoe. You'll be paddling on one side of the boat and wondering why the boat is going in circles. You have to understand that both people have to make the effort to make a relationship work. And no matter how much you try to permit their behavior in hoping that they will change, as long as you're the only one putting in the effort, the relationship will crash. Sometimes insecurities are born of us not just having the knowledge, it's just insecurities. It is you working from a deficit. You don't have enough knowledge about how to handle certain things. Sometimes you just need to Google, seek help, find information. Meet a counselor. Now, I'm not a pastor, a counselor, someone who is experienced in relationships that can actually tell you, okay, this is what you should do to help yourself. Not just any random person that you think is doing is right in their marriage. Actually seek for help. Part of the solutions that we can offer to insecurities is consistency and transparency. You know that you have to be transparent, you have to be consistent in your actions. Your partner needs to know that this is your pattern of behavior, and so you're not going to deviate from that just to go right ahead and cheat. You know that if you're transparent and your partner knows, you're accountable for every moment that you spend. You tell them, okay, I'm a reliable person, you can trust me, this is where I'm going, and I actually went there, and you're transparent about it. You know that your partner has nothing to fear, and you also seeing all this effort from your partner, you have to acknowledge it, you have to appreciate it, you have to see that it's there, and remind yourself that my partner is making effort, my partner is transparent, they're consistent, and so these my fears are probably invalid. And now find out what leads you to feeling insecure and fight it. Find out what leads you to feeling insecure and express it and say, okay, this is the situation. I think at the point where I saw that you gave that your friend such a tight hug, it made me feel a little uncomfortable, and it made me feel like, you have something with them. Or I think it's the particular conversation of theirs that you heard that has made you insecure. So you actually tell your partner what the cause of this insecurity is. When did you start feeling insecure about this particular situation, about this person? Allow your partner to show you that I'm actually not interested in this person, whether they like me or not. It's never gonna happen between me and them. While your partner expresses those insecurities, make sure you validate it. Make sure you appreciate the effort for them. Don't feel entitled to all the information your partner is giving you. Appreciate it when it comes. Show your partner love. Find out what their love language is. Find out the ways that you can impress them, the ways that you can love them. And you that is receiving the love, see the love for what it is. Find contentment in what you're getting from your partner. Don't be looking for something else. Your partner asks you, how can I love you? How can I show you love? Or you ask your partner, how can I love you? And how can I show you love? And you start doing those acts of love. The feelings of love will follow. You begin to trust them because you can see all the effort from them and believe that you deserve that love that they're about to give you. Believe that they're doing it from the bottom of their heart to make you happy. And then it'll help. Another thing that I find that helps is instead of saying that you love your partner, just saying, oh, I love you. At every end of the phone call, tell your partner why you love them. Tell them the things that you love about them. I have a reason for why I'm telling you I love you right now, and this is it. These are the things that I love about you. And then you find peace in knowing that you mustn't know everything. Find peace in understanding that there's not every situation that your partner is being presented with that you will understand and that you will know. Because you cannot be everywhere at every point. You cannot know every single thing that your partner does, and be okay with that. You mustn't have the full picture. You mustn't know every single thing. I also have a couple of lists that I think that if you make will help with your insecurities. First of all, list why your partner loves you. When your partner actually tells you, oh my God, this is what I love about you, write them down. The things that you think your partner loves about you to help you believe that your partner truly loves you. And revisit the list and know that, these are the reasons why I am so lovable. It helps you with your confidence. It helps you with your insecurities. Also, another list you should be making is you should be writing out your crazy situations that you're imagining. Insecurities leads us to imagine certain things. All the scenarios that you're painting in your head for how your partner is going to cheat on you and what they're going to do. Write them down. Write them down when you're going crazy thinking of all the crazy things. Make a list on your phone. Say, okay, right now, this is what I'm imagining. This is the scenario I'm imagining. Put it to pen. Write the story down. I'm imagining that she's going there and she's meeting up with him and he'll kiss her. And before you know, she will agree to kiss him. I don't know how it works, right? But just write that situation down and then go past it. After some time, ask your partner, okay, on this particular day that you went out, what actually happened? Back it up with the truth. Tell them to be honest with me what actually happened. And revisit the list to compare what's happened to what you imagined and see how many times those your imaginations are actually wrong. See how many times that you have made up a scenario in your head that didn't work. By the time you've made a long list of all these situations and 10 out of 10 times you're wrong, or 8 out of 10 times you're wrong, you will know that those insecurities are not necessarily founded. You know that you can calm down on allowing these imaginations go haywire because they are mostly wrong. Revisit the list, go back, see what you're presented with on these lists, and I know that it will be helpful. I know that this exercise will be helpful. Remind yourself of the beautiful place that you found yourself in your relationship. Well, thank you so much for being here. This is where this episode comes to an end. This is Heart and How with Naomi, and I hope that you enjoyed it. As a person who has been insecure and has been in relationships with extremely insecure partners, I can tell you for sure that I was keeping it real with you. I hope that you can relate to the things that I said in this episode. I hope that some part of it was helpful to you if this is what you're experiencing. Thank you so much for spending your time here with me. I appreciate you taking the time out to listen to this episode from start to finish because I know that it took a chunk out of your day. So, well, I hope that you come back for the next episode. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. Possibly leave a comment depending on how you feel about this episode. Thank you so much for being here, and see you in the next episode.